conversations. Please subscribe, like, comment, enjoy this journey, and enjoy this ride. Welcome to this week's episode. Welcome, everybody, to Let's Talk About It. A podcast is a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. Welcome to season 2, guys, of my podcast here. Started a little under a year ago. This is season 2. For the people watching who's already subscribed to this podcast on YouTube, if you're watching me, I appreciate you for watching me and keep on, support me on my journey. And for the new people who have subscribed to this podcast, please like, comment, share, subscribe, give me a comment. It puts me in different algorithms. I can bring more and more exciting things coming out. And for my Apple and Spotify listeners, thank you so much. Give me a like, give me a rate, give me a comment. Check out this some new stuff that I'm coming out with every week. I try to be consistent with it. Different stories, different journeys, statistics. I'm busting out my story that's already out already. My afterthoughts and my story I put on YouTube. If you want to hear the original story on YouTube, go back on my podcast, season 1. I got 8 different parts of it, and I'm continuing on with it, my afterthoughts of my story. But, ladies and gentlemen, today's is another statistic episode. And for people who have followed me on this journey, and they know I like stats. I like statistics. It's kind of like a little nerdish type thing, or whatever it is. For people on Apple and Spotify who's hearing me and other avenues out there, by this time, iTunes Radio, we'll be out there too. iHeartRadio as well. Thank you so much for listening to this. So, stats. I got other stats out on my YouTube channel. I got a couple out there for Apple and Spotify listeners. But we're gonna have an interesting conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. It is sex by the numbers. Now, majority of us have had sex. Some of us have, some of us haven't. Sex by the numbers. We go over all the statistics of sex by numbers of we're talking about over 100 to 200,000 people that have been surveyed over the years, especially throughout 2024 and 2023. So we're going to kick off this episode, another statistic episode, sex by the numbers. Very interesting. For men, women, and there's a lot of statistics out there, but this is like a little basic one. Let's have some fun and enjoy this right here. Let's start off with how much sex is the normal by age? By age, okay? Having sex by your age number. So it says here, people from 18 to 24, 37% of men and 52% of women have sex weekly or more. This is from 18 years to 24 years of age. 37% of men and 52% of women have sex weekly and more. Now, when I was that age, I can say it was a lot back then. Probably nowadays, it's probably bigger than ever. Let's go from 25 to 34 years of age. Kind of went up a little bit with men. 50% of men and 54% of women have sex weekly and more often. Think about that. I think that's like the marriage age, or you almost get marriage age. You kind of figuring out yourself, your body, your mannerisms, and all type of stuff like that. It's not too bad, right? It's not too bad at all. So that's pretty good right there. Okay, let's get to 35 to 44. We're the same. 50% of men, 53% of women have sex weekly or more. Okay, this is when it gets kind of interesting. This is like 40 to 50. 40 to 50s, into the 50s. I'm 53 years old, so I found this interesting myself. 50% of men, this is from the 40s into the 50s, have sex at least once a week. Once a week, right? And it jumped up to women from the 40s to 50s. 67% of women have sex weekly and more. It's a big jump from 35 to 44, from 53% to 67%. I guess what they say is true. Like women hit their peaks, hit their stride at that age, and they get more sexually active. The 60s, ladies and gentlemen, it drops. 60s and above. It said the average men and women drop down to 20 times per year. So they just get it in like 20 times per year from 60s to 70s. Now, some baby boomers out there, they might not agree with that. Some may do, some may not. That is crazy. You know, that's the sex by numbers. Let me take a little swig of this. It's my little iced tea. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. Let's go with little history facts here. Okay, history facts. Uh, it says that 74% of women engage into sex before marriage. So they want to give it a shout out. They want to give it a shot. This has just been for the last 50 years. 74%, the last 50 years, have engaged in sex before marriage. It's crazy, right? You're going to love this one. From 1954 to 1993, 48% of women have had sex before marriage. This is the baby boomer age, I guess, and the Gen X age, all the way up to, I think it's the Gen X age, right? Okay. So this is 1950, this is the 50s to 1993. 48% of women have had sex before marriage. Now, I thought back in the 50s, man, like you save yourself before you get married. You know what I mean? You save yourself. If you virgin or whatever, you save yourself. That was crazy fact. Now, it kind of jumps from this year. From 1994 to 2023, right? It jumps. 74% of women has had sex before marriage. This is from 1994 to 2023. So I guess that's like what Gen X millennial, right? Gen X millennial. So more women are having sex before marriage from 1994 to 2023. It's a nice little history fact there, ladies and gentlemen. I got another history fact for you, which kind of baffled me a little bit. I don't know if, like, you know, this is like considered, I guess it's the baby boomer age, the end of the baby boomer age, and the beginning of the Gen X age. Okay, you're going to love this fact right here. In 1969, this is like 2 years before I was born. I was born in 1971. I guess it explains why, you know, I guess I was born. In 1969, 39% of brides under 20 were pregnant when they got married. Again, in 1969, 39% of brides under 20 were pregnant when they got married. I guess this is like, what's this like? The Woodstock age, the hippie age, stuff like that, free love, the beginning of free love, and going to the 70s. A lot of them under 20 was made to get married. If that was you, if you around that age, or older, or your grandma, or if your mother had you at that age, then now you know why. Right? Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go into another one. This was kind of fun for me. Anal sex. Yes, anal sex is up big time. Okay. It's up 40% for men and women of all, you know, relations, from the ages 25 to 59 since 2022. So in the last 2 years, anal sex is up 40% between men and women of all, everything. Men and women. Can't believe that? It's up. 40% it went up in the last 2 years, anal sex. Oh, this is crazy right here. And some women will agree with this. Some women probably say, yes, it's probably true. Oral sex. Men has received 58% more oral sex than women's 38%. So I guess they're saying that men are selfish, I guess. This is the last 2 years. These stats are going up in the last 2 years. So again, men have received 58% more oral sex than women. Then women's is only getting 38%. I guess they probably say men are selfish. I don't know. That's crazy, right? That's just straight crazy. I was kind of hard. It was kind of like, wow, like, you know, so I guess they're saying like men are selfish or something like that. This was like over 200,000 people surveyed over the last couple of years. Okay. Let's get something else, ladies and gentlemen. Orgasms. Yes, orgasms. Most women, they need 10 to 20 minutes of stimulation to reach an orgasm. I don't know if this is true, not true. So you need to get the engine warmed up like 10 to 20 minutes of whatever you're doing. It's like kind of like, like in the wintertime, like the car is cold and now you got to warm it up, right? To get it to run right. Not just go. It's not gonna really run right. It'll stutter and this and that. You're not gonna get a good, rev the engine. Wow, it's crazy, right? That's they said it takes 10 to 20 minutes of stimulation to reach an orgasm. That's a lot of work right there, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies. That's a lot of work. A lot of work. I don't know. Maybe y'all got stuff going in your head. I don't know. I never heard about this one. That's what it said they average women do. Now, this is another one. Getting it in. The average time for having sex. This is men and women, men and men, women and women, but it's more men and women. Okay? The average time of sexual intercourse between couples is 3 minutes. Yeah, you got songs out there, 2 minute man, 1 minute man. Nah, you got females saying, no, I need a guy like 20, 30 minutes, an hour. They said the average time, and they tested this out. They got people in rooms or whatever they did. The average time is 3 minutes. So next time you and your partner together, time it. Try not to think about it. It'll probably be 3 minutes. Think about that. You're probably saying, nope, that's not me. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into sex toys. A lot of people have them. A lot of people don't. But obviously, by this stat, over the last couple of years, a lot of people have them. It says sex toys are at least that made $15 billion in the U.S. over the last couple of years. 15 billion. They said how many years? They said the last couple of years. The sex toy industry on different companies, different levels, and this is just in the United States. We don't know about the world. Have made $15 billion in sex toys. Wow. I mean, you know who you are if you got one. You know what I mean? It's number one right now. Seriously. It's in the top 10 on the consumers list. That's not really recognized a lot, but it's in the top 10. It's been top 10 for the last 10 years. Think about it, $15 billion worth. 82% of the customers of these sex toys, their biggest consumers are women. 82%. 82% of the $15 billion that they invested in, they made money off of, 82% of that money came from women. Sex toys. Go imagine that shit. Man, like, it makes me want to like invest into a sex toy company. I can get that bag too. I mean, that's a lot, man. 82% of women are into that $15 billion the last couple of years. How many toys y'all need? Damn. Well, y'all may get a better man or some shit. But anyway, adult sites, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't really mention the names because it's going to get me in trouble. Adult sites. The average adult site viewer is 35 years old. and it's usually males. The majority of them are males. Only 23% of women watch adult sites. Adult. Only 23%. As they're surveying. Now, we don't know the unsurveyed part. It could be some people out there watching it, I guess, using their sex toy they invested into. You know what I mean? But only 23%, which is kind of funny, right? If you think about it, the sex toy industry, $15 billion, right? 15 billion. 82% of it, their biggest customers are women. But they're saying on the adult sites, only 23% of women are on them. So what are y'all thinking about when y'all using these toys? Here we go. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that had me interested right here. The average age of sexual intercourse is 17 years old, both male and female. The majority of people out there have had sex at 17. I don't know about today. I've heard up and down numbers. I know as of me, I said it in my story, I was 15 and I had no idea what I was doing. I was 15 years old, and I'm not gonna lie, it only lasts like 30 seconds. But the majority effect, but they said the average age is 17, right? So that's like 68% females and 75% males. The average age of having sex for the first time is 17 years old, which I was 15. Who can join me? Okay. Average number of sexual partners. We're going back to a little history here. Little history. From the year 2000 to 2010, okay, the average sexual partners. This is the age from, they're saying 25 to 44. This is men, okay? Men. The average age of men, sexual partners, from 25 to 44 from the years 2000 to 2010 is 6.1 partners. Some people will say, nah, you got plenty of dogs out there. I can tell you, I think that's true. I think it's greatly true. They say women from that age group, that time frame from 2000 to 2010, the age is 25 to 44. Women has an average of 3.6 sexual partners in that time frame. Now you can debate that, you can go against that. Who knows? We don't know what's true, what's not fucking true. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Something that's very, very serious and something that's not really talked about too much. STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. This is a pretty big facts right here. It was kind of disturbing to me. And I was like, wow, this is like crazy. Okay. In the last year, since 2023, there has been reported 110 million people having STDs. Again, this is since 2023. This is just reported. Over 110 million people have been reported having an STD. Think about that shit. This is since 2023. Now it's 2025. Who knows the number went up or down? The number one STD in the last since 2023 has been chlamydia. Number one. It's been number one. Get checked. Be careful who you mess with. Have open conversations, open dialogue. 110. It's 110 million people, and we don't know about the people who have not been tested. They might have it. And they don't even know about it. Okay, that was like a shocker fact right there, and I was kind of disturbed about that because I was like, you know what I mean? Like you gotta figure, like there's probably people who don't even fucking talk about the shit, right? Okay, let's continue. Let's get into HIV. We're going to do a sexual education thing here. More than 1 million people are living with HIV in the United States. This is since 2023. Now, this is not, but they say nowadays it's more treatable now. Like you got a pill and stuff like that. But since 2023, you have over 1 million that's living with HIV. Right? These are people that know about it. Okay, 1 in 5 are unaware if they're infected. 1 in 5 people. You running 5 people out there on the street, one of them probably don't even know. 5 of them probably got it. Only one of them don't even know he got it. So 1 out of 5 people out there are unaware that they are infected. That is with HIV. That is with an STD. All type of stuff like that. Get checked. Be careful who you deal with. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big, big number. It's very, very serious. That's just my little PSA moment right there. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, condom use. Big time. A lot of people don't even talk about condoms anymore. I remember back in the day, we used to have stores for them all over the place. Now, a lot of people don't even talk about it anymore. You walk into places, you barely even see them. People don't really, really talk about it. But these are some stats right here. This is since 2018, okay, up to now. From 18 years old to 35, there's 88% use of condoms. 88% use of condoms. These are people that were surveyed. We don't know about the unsurveyed people. Some people will say whatever. And this is a fun fact one right there. This is people in my age group, age 40 to 75 years old. It is dropped down dramatically from 88% from the younger generation to this generation from 40 to 75 down to 27% condom use. Average answer, I'm not going to get pregnant anymore. What do I need it for? Guess what? I just rattled off some STDs. Okay, chlamydia, HIV. That has no age number. You know what I mean? Get anybody. There's no it's not going to say, all right, we're not going to hit 40 to 75. You know what I mean? We're not going to hit that. We're going to go hit 18 to 35. No, that's no number. It goes out there anybody. So just be careful about that. Be mindful, get tested, do whatever you gotta do. I think it's something that a lot of people need to talk about. A lot of people don't talk about it. That's what my podcast is all about. Let's talk about it. Condom use is down. From 18 to 35 is high, but for 40 to 75, 27%. And I get it. Some people say it don't feel right. I don't have to worry about this. I'm not gonna get pregnant. I'm not around like that. But you don't know. You don't know who that person was with before. That's facts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Good. Men over 50. I'm 50. I'm 53. This is a good one. Masturbation. Masturbation. This is crazy. Men over 50 masturbate more than men under 50. That one was I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I have to do it anymore. I'm good now. I mean, have I done it? Yeah. We've all masturbated and stuff like this and that. But they say men more over 50 have masturbates more than men under 50. Now this one is an interesting one. Now we get down to the women part of masturbation. This is going to be interesting right here. You ready, ladies? Because it's going to go against the men over 50 masturbating. Okay. Women 18 to 49. Okay. This is for masturbation. If they're single or in a relationship, average twice a week masturbation. This is women from 18 to 49 years old. If they're single or in a relationship, that's including marriage, masturbate on an average twice a week. I can see the single, the marriage. Hmm. Suspect on that. Well, I guess maybe, you guys are away, one's at work or one's sleeping, you don't feel like getting up. But women from 18 to 49 average twice a week masturbation, single or in a relationship. All right, here we go. This is a fun fact one right here. And this was very interesting. Women from the ages of 25 to 29 is the highest masturbation time, age group. So if you're 25 to 29, in that age group, you masturbate the most. Now, some women will disagree with that, some women won't. But women from the age of 25 to 29, this is a survey now, masturbate the most from this age group. For 25 to 29 years old, you do it the most. Otherwise that, if you're 18 to 49, at least twice a week average, that's average. You can go up, you can go down, whatever. This was a weird one right here. This is the baby boomer age, okay? 1/3 of women, 60 to 69, masturbate twice a month. Twice a month. 1/3 of the women from 60 to 69 masturbate twice a month. Tell me what y'all think. Just my baby boomers out there. Do you only masturbate twice a month? I mean, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into something that's very, very dear to some women's hearts and some men's hearts. Okay? We're talking about, does size matter? Does size matter? Some women say yes, it does. Some women say it doesn't matter. Hit or miss. Okay? This is the average erect penis size. The average erect penis size, surveyed over many, many years, is 5 to 6.5 inches. Okay? Some women would say, that's too damn small. I ain't gonna get none out of that. Some women would say, that's just right. And there's a small view that says that's too big. And when I say that, this is the women that are surveyed, 27% of women that were surveyed on this one says 5 to 6.5 was too big. Holy shit. They'd rather have the other average, 3 to 4.25. Or 3 that's 4.5. Perfect for them. You can debate it, you can think of not, whatever. You can say your twos, your little man, whatever you got. I mean, think about it, right? Some women dig it, some women don't. Okay. Let's get into an interesting fact here, which it was kind of baffled my mind. 6 out of 1,000 men in the world, like pick 1,000 guys, okay? 6 of them have a micro penis. The micro penis erected averages 2.8 inches. Some women will probably say, yeah, I've had a couple of them. Some women like, what the fuck I'm gonna do with them? You know what I mean? But that's what usually happens. That's what you got. Does size matter? Wow. Ladies, tell me what you think. Some people says it don't matter. Some says it does not matter. Okay? Now, that's what they said the average erect penis size is. Now, they ain't talking about the 7s, 8s, 9s, or whatever. But they say average because the majority of men around the world, now this average size is 78% men around the world. So if women have gotten bigger than that, you're out at 78% percentile. But let's continue. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about kissing. A lost art form, I think, in a lot of people's minds and eyes. You remember right when you was in a relationship, we first start off, you would like kiss and this and that before you even get down to what you're going to do. Okay? Kissing during sex. This is a stat. During sex. Okay, this is what we got. From 18 to 30, 87% people kiss during sex. 87% people kiss during sex. From ages 32 to 47, it dropped down drastically from 87% to 43%. This is 32 to 47. I'm thinking maybe you already settled in. You may be married with kids. You don't got really time. You just want to get it in right quick. I don't know if you're going to change your life. You just got divorced or whatever. You angry. I don't know whatever your thing is. But when you're younger, from 18 to 30, 87% people kiss during sex. Some people kiss with their eyes open. You know who you're talking about. You know who you are. 32%. I'm sorry. From age 32 to 47. Drastic drop to 43%. Don't kiss during sex. Now this is another one. From 50 to 70, it went back up somewhat to 67%. For the people who are 50 years old up to 70, it went up to 67% kissing during sex. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Kissing during sex. You know, a lot of people do, a lot of people don't. I get it. Sometimes, I mean, you don't got time. I mean, sometimes you just want to get it in or whatever. You know what I mean? It all depends. But let's continue. Let's get down to a subject where I guess people may say it's fair or not fair. You know, it's going back to the orgasm part. And I should have put that with orgasms. But we're here now. We'll revisit it again. Orgasms. This is for climax. For men and women. How way they do it. More of. How they climax more of. Okay? So they say more men, 85% men, will have an orgasm during vaginal sex. 85% men has orgasms during vaginal sex. Okay? Now, women, only 38% has orgasms through vaginal sex. Some women can, some women can't. To this stat, only 38% of women can have orgasms through vaginal sex. They're saying 85% of the men who get into vaginal sex have an orgasm. Now, women, 64% of their orgasms come through oral sex. Oral, or how can I put this word? Masturbation. Oral or masturbation, 64%. Now you're thinking, okay, you know, maybe they can't, maybe the guy's not doing it right, whatever. But I've heard there are some women, no matter how much they're into it, you know, it's hard to have an orgasm. So again, men, 85% of men have orgasms during vaginal sex. Only 38% of women have sex during vaginal sex. Majority of their orgasms come through oral or masturbation. 64% of those women come through oral sex or masturbation to have an orgasm. That's what's out there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, something that came about. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Like, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into something now. Affairs. Yes, it does happen. It does happen, ladies and gentlemen. And more of it, some are emotional, some are not, but these are sexual affairs, okay? 20 to 40% of men and 20 to 25% of women will have a sexual affair in their relationship. They will have a sexual affair. Number one cause of women, emotional. Number one cause of men, Trying to put this in the right words. I guess unsatisfaction. It's different meanings for it, but those are number one causes of why they have sexual affairs. Women are not getting emotional, whatever they're looking for from their partner. And you'll probably say communication, I get it, but they're still not getting it, so they have a sexual affair. Men is unsatisfactory with, let's say, fetishes or actions that they feel maybe have changed. That's what their number one. That's what the stats say. All type of deep stuff like that. So I try to spin on my own words. It was too deep, too much to write down. I wasn't doing all that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Adult sites. That's great. People, I'll get back to adult sites again. But this is since 2023. This is just straight pornography all around, on all cases, all types. Has gone up 14% in the since 2023. I don't know if it was adult sites, toys, videos, whatever you can imagine, whatever classifies in pornography. Has gone up 14% since 2025, and it has gone up more for women. It's 25% more up for women and 4% only for men. It's dropped down to 4% in the last year. Down from the original number. I don't know what the original number was because they didn't tell me. But pornography has gone up with women in the last year since 2023 and has gone down with men since 2023. You can say what you want and feel what you want with that one. Okay? We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. These stats, hope you're getting fun out of it. I got a kick out of it. I think they're kind of cool. Let's talk about sex. Think about sex. This is thinking about sex. And these stats go to year. This is crazy. Okay. From 2012 to 2018, men thought more about sex than women by 2.3 times per hour. Again, those 6 years, 2012 to 2018, men thought more about sex, we'll say 3 times. 3 times an hour more than women, right? This is when it switches. From 2020 to 2023, women's thoughts about sex has gone up 4.6 times an hour, almost 5 times an hour, from 2020 to 2023. It could be something referenced. So, well, it's the women that surveyed. Some women say, well, that's not me. Well, guess what? Well, if you weren't surveyed, you got nothing to worry about. But from 2020 to 23, women thoughts of sex has went up by 4.6 times a day. This is not a week. The thoughts of sex has gone up. So basically, they're saying women are thinking more about sex than men in the last 3 or 4 years. They say numbers don't lie, but you can dispute it all you want. You can say it's BS or whatever. It's what it is. This is a fun fact right here for you. BDSM. BDSM. Bondage, discipline, submission, domination, the whole fetish thing, the BDSM. Ladies and gentlemen, this is up 12% with males since 2023. Just up 12% with males. With females, it is going up 22% since 2023. Some type of BDSM play or act or whatever. So basically, they're saying since 2020 to 2023, women's sexual habits or whatever has risen in a lot. And men have either stayed the same or going down. I guess that's why, like, these young guys are going to come after older women, I guess. I don't know. All types of women. I don't know. Because women's thoughts and processes has gone awry. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we almost done. We going to wrap this up in a second, but that was good. Ladies and gentlemen, sensitive subject right here. I guess for the women. I don't know about the ladies. I mean, for the men. Prostitution. Sex work. Big time stat. You're going to love this. 4 out of 10 men from the ages of 18 to 49 has had sex with a prostitute or sex worker. Again, 4 out of 10 men from the age of 18 to 49 has had sex with a prostitute or sex worker. Other ages was not included. This was the main age, 18 to 49. Yeah, and you probably want to know, some people want to know how many were married. Okay, I'm going to tell you. At the average age, from 35 to 44, you're going to love this, 68% were married at this age. Prostitution, sex work, street girls. I guess the ones you see on the street corner, 30%. Escorts, the one I guess you call whatever, 17% they saw. Massage parlors, 13%. Brothels, 8%. These are what people have seen, have done. This is the percentages of the 4 out of 10 men who have had sex with a prostitute or sex worker. These are the 4 main ones they have done. Okay? And yes, the middle age geographic, 34 to 45 or whatever, were married. Big time, 68% were married. Okay? So, yes, they were. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last one of the day. Sexual activity since 2023. Sexual activity of generations of men and women. We're going to start off, ladies and gentlemen, with Gen Z, the younger generation. You know who you are. 79% of Gen Zs have an active sex life. 83% of men, this is 79% of women, have active sex life. 83% of men of Gen Zs have an active sex life. We don't know how active that is, but they say it's active. So I guess it's pretty much big. Okay? Let's go to the millennials. You know who you are. 81% of women have an active sex life. Men that are millennials, it went up. 90% of men have an active sex life. Go figure that. Now I'm going to tie this in with something else later on. Gen X, my generation. 83% of 83% of women have an active sex life. Now, it drops from 90% of men with the millennials to the Gen X is 60% of men have an active sex life. Gen X males. Big ass drop. So you dropped 30% from millennial down to Gen X. 30%. Women actually rose from 83% as Gen X from 81%. So their sexual rate and activity is higher. Men has dropped. Okay? Baby boomers, women kind of dropped a little bit, 75% active sexually. Baby boomer men has dropped even more from the 60% from Gen X down to 50%. Now, a lot of women now in the Gen X situations now are saying that millennials and Gen Zs are coming after them strong. You know who you are. You Gen Xers, and some of you baby boomers go through it too. Because your sex drives are pretty much high. Your sexual activity is high. You get come on by majority of millennials and a couple of Gen Zs. Yeah, think about their sexual activity. 83% Gen Zs. Millennials is 90%. Gen X, you you're 83%. You went up in sexual activity. Kind of matches there, right? Now we see why they're coming at you, because y'all can match their energy. You know what I mean? So that's the sexual activity right there. Ladies and gentlemen, these were fun statistics. Tell me what you think. I like stuff like this. Some of you may agree with it, some of you may not. But for people who do, give a comment. Let me know if it's BS or it's not BS. But I had fun doing this. I have other statistics coming out in the future. All type of new stuff. This is probably my longest statistic, but it was so much with it. Sex by numbers is kind of cool. I actually like that. Again, for people watching me on YouTube, thank you so much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. People listening to me on Apple and Spotify, please give me a rating, give me a like, give me a follow. Puts me in a different algorithm too. I'm trying to build that up right now. iHeartRadio, iTunes, please give me a like, give me a follow. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate your time. We will see you next time on Let's Talk About It. Peace. Thank you for watching the show. Please like, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned next week for another exciting episode on Let's Talk About It.